Hey guys, it's your buddy Keith here again, live in the control room at Essex Recording Studios. I've got a rare one for you today. If you're new to the channel, click like, click subscribe, it's totally free. Come join the circle of friends, and we're going to hang out and see a lot of cool, rare guitars. Now, what we're dealing with here is an ESP LTD Explorer. This is the EXP-200 model specifically, made under the LTD line. These were made from about, I think, 97 to around the early 2000s. And there's a few variations between the different ones. We'll go over that. This one has obviously been refinished with a James Hetfield EET FUK motif. As you can see, it's got all the decals, the middle fingers over the normal dot inlays. You've got this at the 12th fret over. I don't know if you can see the outline there, but it's got the the rectangular, I think, model EXP-200 inlay behind that at the 12th fret. But it looks really cool. They all are pearloid, look mother of pearlish. And at the top, they've got the spider webs, all this stuff, I guess, from his guitar with the ESP logo. Because, hey, if you're going to refinish it and it's under the ESP line anyway, might as well make it look true to form for him. It's got the EMG 81 and 60 active humbuckers as well. Bell Truss Rod cover. Not sure if James's has that or not. I haven't paid enough attention to it, so we'll have to look into that. On the back here, you'll note the bolt-on configuration, which is what the LTDs have. The ESPs have the set neck, if I'm not mistaken, the MX models. And yes, it's got all the right angles. It's the right plate with the right screws and the correct patina on the screws. Something about the bolt-ons from this era, the late 90s, they all oxidize like this. Good sign you're dealing with a real guitar is if the screws look quite oxidized and rusty and worn. They always go that way. The neck plates themselves can look great, but the screws, for whatever reason. Now, what else is noteworthy on the back? Some of these were made in Japan. The jury is out on whether which ones were, which ones weren't. I know for a fact that the first ones in 97 with the 2 dot inlays were. I've heard mixed stories on whether the subsequent models were made in Japan with the ESPs or if they were made in Korea, like most of the high-end LTDs are. What I can say is there is you can see the finish with, let me focus here. There we go. If you look right here in this area, let me try and get it better. Well, the video is not wanting to focus very well. You can see in the pictures I included, but there's like what looks like the normal silver made in Japan sticker right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Either serial number or made in Japan or made in Korea, whatever looks like what the made in Japan stickers usually look like, and it's kind of the right placement. But that's been painted over for the refinish. Normal generic sealed tuners. I've seen on the early LTDs that they had the Godos that said made in Japan on them. So again, I'm just trying to give you as much detail as possible here. There are more knowledgeable experts than myself who can chime in the comment section. Interesting thing about the few different years, the back plates change shape depending on the year. So this one's got I guess I would call it the proper back plate that matches the ESP version. For one or two of the years, they had a funky shape that didn't match anything. But that is the correct shape for this year. You can go online and look. They changed the backplate shape. They changed the inlays here at the 12th fret. If you look behind these, you can kind of make out the dot inlay. See the ridge of the dot behind it? And there. So they had dot inlays. Now the first year, and the number that gets thrown around is 300, would have 2 dot inlays, one there and one there. After that, it would say LTD. After that, it would say EXP-200. And then I think it might have gone back to LTD at some point. My memory's not that great. I'd have to double check that. But yeah, guys, so there's a lot of different variations with that. And then differences in the wood. So I think the first year was mahogany, and then it went to alder, and it might have gone to basswood or poplar for a different year. I believe for this year it's the alder with the non-2 dots behind there. Cool. Well, these things are going for big money now. The MX ESPs are going for $3 to $5 grand. That's the common figure. Sometimes people are asking more. If this was real, I think there's one that is real floating around on Reverb. The guy's asking like 20 grand for it. Silly money. They only made a few of these with these inlays apparently. But the LTDs are going for generally, I think right around like the 1,500 mark. Here in the UK, I think we could sell one of those for 1,500 pounds and stock set up pretty easy. We sell the Edwards sell for close to around that new. So yeah, I mean the values on these are going up tremendously as the values on the full-blown Japanese ESPs go up. What else? That and Gibson's threatening to sue absolutely everyone that uses their body styling. So obviously this is an Explorer headstock and slightly modified headstock and body. So as everyone goes running scared, production will drop, demand will increase, prices go up. That's just kind of how it works, guys. This is going to be sold cheap because yes, it is a refinish. You know, for any Metallica James Hetfield fan, I think it's just a cool wall hanger. I'd keep it the way it is. It's, you know, it's like a flat white. It's not the greatest refinish of all times. It's very, you can't really see it, but it's very kind of rough. You can, you know, it's been sanded down and it hasn't been smooth to the greatest degree. So expect that if you're interested in buying it. It is for sale. Like all the guitars on the channel at EssexRecordingStudios.com and on Reverb.com. So it's up to you what you want to do with it. I personally would just hang it on the wall because it looks awesome. I'd rock out with it when I'm feeling inspired because it does have the proper Hetfield set of EMGs that he used, the 81 and the 60. Or refinish it yourself and do something crazy with it. Put it, you know, back to black. Do whatever you want. Take the inlay decals off if you want the more traditional look. It's totally up to you. But I think what was done here was really cool. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I think you have a really good idea of what this bad boy is like in person. If you do have any questions, just hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of that stuff. We will get back to you always. Not necessarily straight away. I'm pretty good about it. But I will get back to you, I promise. Other than that, guys, lots of more videos coming your way. So I'm going to get going. Up next is a Slash Gold Top. And look at this unfortunate fellow here. I bought a acrylic BC Rich Mockingbird. And unfortunately, the guy did not loosen the strings before shipping. And this is one of the rare models with the acrylic headstock. And the reason they stopped doing the acrylic headstock is because they snap. They break a lot. So, oh well, that's getting returned. But thanks for sticking around, guys, and look out for this video coming up next.